Ladies and gentlemen, the first man to build 21-inch biceps, drug-free.
My friends, I feel blessed that I can talk to you in the stage of life and the age where guys are watching the grass grow. But I'm so happy about bodybuilding. I was on the phone. The reason I'm making this video, because to be honest with you, I made so many videos. I said, Bill, did I have Bill Grant? Now, let me explain something to you, my friends. I know a lot of you, the young fellas today, fascinate me because yesterday is old, like I said before. And you're coming up in an era where you think you have no idea of the rich foundation of bodybuilding. You see all these guys out there looking absolutely freaky, which, I just can't relate to. But Bill Grant, he's not a young man because, see, give you an idea how long I've been around. When Bill first saw me in the magazine, he flipped out. Now, because they didn't have guys, it was like they weren't so developed then, Well, they were developed, but he saw me in a magazine called Ebony that directed themselves to black guys and their achievements, so forth and so on. He said that inspired him. I started when I was 10, and he fascinated me because he started when he was 14. I said, wow. I mean, you too close to me there. I thought, as far as age is concerned. But he won Mr. World. He won Mr. I think he won Mr. America. I don't keep up with the titles. Of course, the reason I'm making this video, because him and I, what a beautiful, he makes me feel so good that it's guys like him in bodybuilding. Not that he's the only one, but he's such an outward, friendly, all-encompassing, not hostile person that's walking around grumbling because somebody didn't feed him their cereal in the morning. I mean, when you talk about a Bill Grant, and then you talk about some of these guys out there that's crying the blues to somebody that make them a hero, it's like night and day. But Bill is such a 2 hours we were on the phone, and I said, Bill, I gotta go. I gotta go eat. That's how much we enjoyed talking to each other, reminiscing about bodybuilding. And you know what's fascinating, my friends? When he was in the era when bodybuilding, even though he built a tremendous body, and he took the drugs, but he took it in the early stages before they got now. It's like, it's ridiculous now. And we talked about it, and it was so uplifting for me, because hey, I'm not living for any glory. I do this to just inform you fellas. I just want you to think. I make my videos for you to think. Other people make videos to make money and to pretend they know and have the slightest idea what's going on. See, I know all these bodybuilders from the day the drugs started getting in vogue until the day where they're ridiculous. Now, Bill was out in California. I was on the East Coast. Bill had more day-to-day contact with Arnold and Zane and so forth, these guys. But Bill himself said they didn't get to when Arnold and I got together, we got to the intellectual end because, bodybuilding, we talked a little bit about it, we got the intellectual end. But Bill Grant is, he should be an icon. And it's funny. I mean, I don't want to go back to old, Stick Up Old Brown. But Joe gave Bill a contract. Bill think the world of Joe Rita. But this Robbie Robinson fella, why didn't he get one? Difference in character. Difference in character. I have never heard one person say a negative thing about Bill Grant. Not one. The only negative thing I heard about Bill Grant, he's like me, we both windbags. Other than that, he's a delightful human being, engaging. You can trust him, because he's a good, and that's what makes me feel good. And we talked about bodybuilding. He said he worked 4 days a week at that time. I didn't realize it. Because, you don't always get together with your friends. You talk about the current events and everything. You don't get into all the nuances of bodybuilding. You know, when you're talking together, we talk about how much we train and so forth and so forth. Not so much. Right now, he's 67 years old and he trains every other day. Like I've always said, that's the key to longevity. And we talked, and he told me about how much weight he used. He doesn't use quite as much weight. But you see, my friends, even though he used the drug, he didn't use the ones that destroy you like they have today. That's why he's still vibrant. And when Jason puts this up, I want him to show you the pictures of him when he was competing. Still, the kind of body you can look at, you see it's tremendous, but it's something that inspires you, make you look in admiration. Today, you look at these guys like a freak show. There's nothing, you can count the people that say, I want to look like who's reigning now. They think, nobody wants to look like that. Even the diehards, the freaks that go to the shows, I hate to say freak, but the people that want to see, go to the shows, they want to be like that, they just want to look. But in the glory days, the real glory days was in the Frank Zane, Franco Colombo, Bill Grant, and those kind of guys. Guys that you can relate to, you can talk to. And I enjoyed so much talking to Bill. I said, Bill, if we stay on this phone, it'd be 3 or 4 hours. Because, you don't talk to your friends like Bill every day. You just don't have the time. But not the time, you really, really debate around the time. But I said, let me see how my friend Bill is doing, because I hadn't seen him in quite a while. He's at the store. And we started talking about the days, and he said when he first showed me the magazine, how impressed he was. I said, Bill, you embarrass me, because you're an old-ass man now, and you tell me when you first saw me, you scared me. You know what I mean? But my friends, I want to tell you, I'm here to serve you. And I want to let you know, I don't want you to get wrapped up in this current era of the guys that come into this business just because they see they can get notoriety, don't have no history, don't know some shit. And then you got the guys that are just not here in this world. And you don't know the history when bodybuilding was beautiful. Now, Bill took, the stuff, but at that time, I think they only had Decca and Diana Ball. I forgot to ask Bill about it. We had such a long conversation. Whether they had the injection, I don't even think they injected then. But today, they have cocktails, all kinds of combinations of drugs. And I talk about that so much because I don't relate to it anymore. I don't know who won, what won. I'm not interested. I can't relate to these guys. Sticking needles in their muscles so swell up and all that. We talked about that. And I'm just so happy. I'm just energized. That's why I made this video, to talk to Bill and see how he's training and how he feels what he's doing now. And Bill said even when he was really training, he trained a maximum of 5 times a week. That was maximum. He had 4, and now he's doing every other day, period. He wants to maintain, and he wants to be still vibrant like the geezer, me. And you know something? I'm not sitting there telling you I got the key to longevity. So I don't know. I could keel over tomorrow morning. But so far, I can't imagine that I've been around this long. But I'm happy I'm around this long, my friends, because I can export some of my experience. And you see what makes me feel good, just like Bill and I were talking. I grew up but I didn't start in my 30s or start in my 20s and don't know from my ass, which I know all of a sudden I'm an expert. We didn't start like that. See, they came way after me, Bill and those guys. They didn't have, when Bill was training, I was quite older than him. But as he got older, we discussed this in detail because I'm fascinated by the difference and the sight of today and yesterday. And that Bill's joints aren't gone on him, like the guys that his heart is pounding good because the drugs wasn't as concentrated then as they are today. So I just want to, and I want You'll see the pictures of him on the video and see his body and how he evolved and how proud I am of him, not only of his body, but of him as a human being. You know, I feel good about bodybuilders that are not Dave Draper and all these guys that, you know, that are just good people. You know, it makes me feel good. Some of the guys, you know, that went too far and overdosed on this stuff and their bodies broke down. I feel sad about them. But my friend Bill, he tempered it. And he said, no heart condition, no joint going. And I had to tell you about it. So, my friends, to be continued.
Wait a minute. Before you click away, I want you to subscribe, like, comment, hell, even dislike if you want to. At least do something before you get out of here.